If you would have told me 10 years ago that I'd be standing up here giving advice on how to socialize without alcohol, I'd tell you, shut up, get me another beer. But over the course of the last 4 years, I have been slowly losing my interest in drinking in excess, to the point of only having about 3 drinks a month. But if you ever decide to go out and not drink, and you don't state up front, like immediately, that, hey, I'm the designated driver, you know how it goes. You are immediately hammered and bombarded by questions about, hey, why aren't you drinking? Well, as the night progresses, these people keep hammering you, right? They're hounding you, and you keep having to defend yourself. You're like, I'm not drinking. It's okay. No, I don't need a beer. Right? Well, the good news is that in about an hour, as they progressively become more intoxicated, they're going to care less and less about you and actually leave you alone. But it's this initial hour when people are just pressing you that it gets a little bit overwhelming, and you just want people, it's like, yo, I'm not bothering anybody, just leave me alone, I don't feel like drinking. Well, this has led me to actually come up with a few little white lies. I'm a little under the weather. I wasn't feeling that great yesterday. No, I'm just taking it easy tonight. Last night, woo-hoo-hoo, loaded. Oh, I'm pacing myself. I'll get something to drink in a minute. But there's something else that you could actually say. You could actually be honest and say, I don't feel like drinking tonight. What I've come to realize, the more that I go and socialize and I don't actually participate in drinking alcohol, is that it makes everybody else uncomfortable, is what the only thing that I can assume, because of the constant badgering and peer pressure. It's not normal. I think in our society, we have gotten so accustomed to, when you go out, you just, hit it, and you hit it hard, people get wasted, and it's okay. Lately I've been on this sort of different wavelength, and I've been really enjoying being sober. And like I said, I enjoy a drink, I enjoy wine, I enjoy bourbon, I enjoy scotch, I enjoy alcohol, but going to a party and getting wasted just isn't on my to-do list anymore. And if you decide that you would like to not drink at a party, there are some things that I've started doing that may help you. Simple things, nothing says sober Sally like holding a bottle of water. But if you pour that water into a clear glass with some ice, throw a lime in it, everybody thinks you're boozing it up like everybody else. Another thing, club soda, Coke, people think you're drinking rum and Coke. The fact is, if you hold a glass with ice and some liquid in it, people assume that you're drinking. And all you need is people assuming that you're drinking for them to leave you the hell alone. But there's something interesting that I have found that happens when I go out. I socialize and I'm not drinking and everybody else is. Well, as the night wears on, people begin to get more and more intoxicated. They start to act dumber and dumber and dumber. You start to feel better about yourself. I'm serious, it happens, right? By the end of the night, you feel like $1,000,000. The other thing, you get in your car, you leave, you don't have to worry. Like when I drive after a party, I'm looking for cops. I'm looking for roadblocks. You know what I'm saying? Unless you've done it, you don't know what I'm saying. Another thing that you're gonna notice if you actually do go to a bar, function, gathering, or social event and you don't drink alcohol and everybody else is that you feel like the smartest guy in the room after about 3 hours, because everybody's talking, everybody's starting to get sloppy, right? And oh, it is ugly. And you think to yourself, my God, thank God I'm not him, right? That guy who's drunk trying to hit on the girl, right? Not his finest hour. Where am I going with this? This video? It was totally random. I get that. Guys, in conclusion, I would just like to state, this is not about not drinking alcohol, all right? I am simply trying to say, hey, if you don't want to go to a party and you don't want to drink, or you don't want to drink in excess, there are some things that you can do or say to sort of get people to leave you alone. It takes a confident person to go and do this. A lot of times we find ourselves giving into peer pressure when everybody else is drinking, even if you go with the best of intentions and the most steadfast You're like, I'm not drinking tonight. Somebody gets there like, oh, come on, Brian. You drink this. You're like, okay. And you drink it, right? I am not saying not to drink alcohol. I am saying to be responsible, all right? Don't drink in excess. But what I'm trying to get across in a weird way in this video is basically trying to share with you my experience. I used to be the guy going out, and if I wasn't like wasted, it wasn't a good night. I've grown up, I've matured, it's not fun to me anymore, but that doesn't mean that it's not fun to you. I still drink alcohol, I still love alcohol, I enjoy it, but there is a downside to going out and socializing. That downside being the peer pressure and the hammering of friends and family when you're not actually participating in something that they are. Hopefully some of these tips will help mitigate the peer pressure so you can stay sane and aren't just like, God, leave me alone, fine, give me a beer, I don't care, just I'll take it. Happy now? Yeah. Help you stay sane, help you stay sober, and I definitely know if you do that, you will stay safe.